Hey guys, how's it going? I just want to make this quick video to respond to a very common question that I've been getting. That is, if you should start learning salsa on one or on two. And I'm going to break it down in three categories that you can use to decide which style is going to be the best for you. The first criteria that we're going to use to decide which style you should dance is going to be based on your location or functionality. Why do I say functionality? Because the goal of you learning how to dance salsa is that you can dance with other people. So if most people around your area dance one style, ideally you would try to learn that same style so you can dance with other people, right? There's not much of a point if you learn a style that you can't really use or dance with anybody. If you're gonna go social dancing, mostly to clubs, bars, or very small cities that usually you're gonna see the dance communities most likely gonna be dancing on one, or also what we call cumbia style salsa. You're gonna notice that a lot of countries in Latin America, they have developed their own way of dancing salsa that takes the basic of the step from cumbia, which is also stepped on one. So in this case, I think it would be better to learn how to dance on one first so that you can start heading out and socializing with people and dancing with everybody around you. Now, there are some big cities I've seen in Italy and Germany that also dance a lot of on one or have a big Cuban salsa scene. I think here it's also very, very good for you to learn on one if you happen to live close to these places. Now, I think if you're going to be mostly dancing around big salsa festivals, right? Now I'm talking about international congresses. Here, you're mostly going to find experienced, like intermediate advanced dancers are going to be dancing more on two. Also, if you go to some cities in the US, some cities in Latin America, for example, you go to San Jose in Costa Rica, if you go to Bogota in Colombia, Mexico City also has a lot of on two. Of course, New York City, San Francisco, now the Bay Area, there's a lot of On2 there as well. And the big social dance festivals that are very popular across Europe, these mainly feature a lot of the most experienced dancers are going to be dancing On2. So if you're going to be going to this type of events, I think it's better that you start to practice your On2 style first. Now, I can't tell you exactly you should do just learn on one or learn on two. That's why in this video, I want to give you three different criterias so you can listen to all of them, see which categories you fall under, and then you can make a decision for yourself. We already spoke about the location. Now, for this second part, I want to talk about your previous experience with dance and music. In my case, I grew up my entire life listening to salsa music since I was a baby. All my family, they used to listen to salsa, bachata, cha-cha, cumbia, this type of music. I developed a sense for the music since I was a very young kid. I would start to tap out the patterns of the instruments, even though I didn't even know what the instruments were called or what type of music it actually was. But I was already deep into the culture of salsa music from a very young age. So this helped me understand the patterns of instruments a lot easier now as an adult that I started to learn how to dance salsa. Most professionals would agree that learning the timing for on two and staying on beat is going to be harder than learning on one. If you have never ever had any type of experience dancing or listening to music, especially Latin music, I think learning how to dance on one would be better to begin with. And then around the 3 month mark, it can be very useful to start learning about the pattern of the conga, the pattern of the clave, and then eventually start to transition to on two if that's what you eventually want to do. Now, of course, you can start right away with on two. There is no right or wrong here. You can definitely do whatever you want. It's just that you might find that learning curve a little bit steeper if you go right into on two. It's like playing a video game, right? You can go into legendary mode right away. I'm sure you're going to learn. I'm sure you're going to get better. But I think the learning curve can be handled a little bit better if you go with on one first, if it's the case that you've never had any type of experience with any kind of dance before, and also any type of Latin music experience or background. Now, if, for example, you've already danced other dance styles, maybe you are really a little bit better than the average person in terms of balance, weight shifting, stepping. Maybe you've danced ballroom, maybe you've danced hip hop or any other type of dance style. You will probably be a lot more aware of the music and also more in control of the speed of which you take your steps. If this is your case, I think you are on pace to having a good time if you start right away with on two. I think that would be a good idea for somebody to start dancing onto right away. And now I want to talk about the third criteria that you can use to choose whether you want to dance salsa on one or on two. And that would be, what is your goal with dancing salsa? Whether you want to be a social dancer, you want to become an instructor, you want to become a performer, you want to become a competitor, this is going to greatly influence which style you should choose. So let's say, for example, that you want to be just a social dancer. You want to learn how to dance salsa for fun so that you can go out to socials and clubbing, this kind of thing. I think if you go focused more on the criteria of location, let's say that you're in an area that is predominantly on one, and your goal is not to become a teacher, is not to become a competitor, I think it's good that you start with on one and then you can stick to that. And eventually, if you want to go out social dancing to big festivals or other cities, it would be useful to also learn on two. Now, what happens if, for example, you want to become an instructor, right? If you want to become an instructor, I think you should learn a little bit of everything, right? Learning a little bit of Afro-Cuban rumba, learning about pachanga, boogaloo, mambo, Cali style. All of this is going to help you become a better instructor. So if your goal is to become an instructor, I would never recommend that you stick to one, but that you actually try to learn a little bit of every single style so that you have more knowledge. And I promise you, your classes and your students will respect you a lot more the more you take classes yourself as a teacher. And now, just to close out the video, again, my last thoughts are that it doesn't really matter whether you want to dance or one or on two. Neither is better than the other. It just depends on what are your goals, where are you based, what is your previous experience, and then based on that, analyze my own situation, try to choose the path that is better suited for me, and go from there. Now, remember, nowadays there is online learning. There's a lot of online courses and schools that you can use to learn and improve your salsa on one or on two online. Myself and Yaritza, we have an online school called DY Salsa Academy, and here in the description below, we're gonna leave a free link for a 7-day free trial that you can give it a shot. We specialize more on two because we are dancers that we live in New York City. We teach on two in festivals all over the world. So if you're interested in getting a 7-day free trial for our online school, you can take advantage of that link that is going to be down in the link of the description down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and let me know down in the comments below what other type of content you would like to see. Hope you enjoy this, and see you next time. Bye bye.